My people, back at y'all last, like I told y'all, wood was something real good. You know what I mean? You know what we do right here? We put things in proper perspective. We touched on a few things we've been talking about, the weapons and the strategies that's used against us. We talked about divide and conquer, talked about the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. We talked about propaganda. And now we got to talk about groupthink. Y'all subscribe to my man Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying? Self-taught. They break that down. They talk on it. They touch on it. You know, Kwame always talks about the get along, go along, get along game. And when he's talking about that, he's really talking about groupthink. You know, like, think about it like this. One man on a horse and a dog could guide 1,000 sheep. And it don't, you like, just think about it. Like I challenge people to think. One man on a horse and one dog can guide 1,000 sheep. How is that possible? You would think 1,000 sheep would just be going everywhere, just scattering. What makes it possible is the sheep only follow the ass in front of it. So you only got to guide the front couple of sheep. You only got to guide the sheep in the front because the rest of the sheep is going to follow. I'm talking about mindless follow. If the front sheep go over a cliff, the rest of them will go. They will be watching the ones fall over and they will just follow behind and go over the cliff. That's sheep. In our world right now, we got a lot of sheeple. People that move like sheep and participate in groupthink. Now, groupthink, this ain't nothing I made up. So like I try to be on point with y'all people, you know what I mean? So I got the definition of groupthink. The definition of groupthink: the practice of thinking or making decisions as a group in a way that discourages creativity and individual responsibility. I don't know if I said it clear enough. I need to hit it one more time so y'all can marinate on that. Think on that. The practice of thinking or making decisions as a group in a way that discourages creativity or individual responsibility. Opposite of free thinker. Now, we look at groupthink and we look at the analogy of the horse and a dog and 1,000 sheep. It should just come real clear to y'all. Bing! You know, you look at these celebrities and superstars with millions of followers. Millions of followers. Millions of sheeple. You know? So you got a guy put on a dress. A guy like Westbrook with millions of sheep behind him, following him. A guy like James Harden with millions of sheep behind him, following him. What's going to be the result of that? Ponder that. All right. So that was just a group thing. Now we have a little sight or vision in our mind of what groupthink is. We got to start realizing who controls the group, the thinking of the group. See, when I be looking, you know, I be watching Kwame and he point out and be exposing the members of the get along gang. And they puppets. They puppets. So we can easily get rid of them. Turn them off. Don't give them our ear. Don't give them our brain. Because when we give them our brain, we're downloading. It's like plugging them into the matrix. We plugging their ass into the matrix, and we're downloading what their agenda into our mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with your mind like that. We can get through them. We can cut them off. We cannot listen to them. We cannot support them. We are the movement. We the people. So it's easy to defeat the minions. Cut the minions off. But see, if you only cut the minions off, next thing you know, it'll be another minion. They'll present them a different way. And they ain't like when we present them this way. When we present our next one, we're going to have to do it like this. So you got to go deeper than the minions. We're going to get to the bottom of who control groupthink. That's what we finna do, y'all. Now we got to, where is groupthink like birth? Where is it started in its infancy? The thoughts that the rest of the groups take on, they all come from media. Now this was wild. I know some of y'all know this, but 90% of media is owned by 6 companies today. 6 companies. Now y'all gotta understand what media is. Media is written, this shit, television, everything you see is media. They own 90%. I guess we like the 10%. You know what I'm saying? The guys is out here creating their own media. We the 10%. But 90% of media is owned by 6 companies. Y'all want me to give y'all these 6? Matter of fact, just so y'all can understand how deep this shit go. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Number 1, national amusements. Most of y'all like, the fuck is national amusements, fam? I ain't never heard of that shit. Okay. Have you heard of Viacom? Right, Viacom. Have you heard of Paramount? Well, now watch this. We all know that Viacom controls BET. They're under the Viacom. But National Amusements owns Viacom. So everything that's under Viacom is owned by National Amusements. I'm sitting here looking at this fucking list of everything they own. Can I show it to y'all? I don't know if y'all gonna see it good. This is all the different media sources he owns. There's a whole bunch of them. I can't even. Showtime. Let me see some of y'all know. Showtime, BET, MTV, Nickelodeon, Nicktoons. We just on CBS, BET Jams, all the BET shit. Alright? He worth about 4.6 billion. I want to see how this dude look. Dude on BET. That's BET daddy. This shit get crazy. Now that's just one. Alright. Let's go to Disney. Disney a motherfucker too, man. They own Marvel, ABC, A&E. Man, they own a lot of shit, man. Oh, I fuck with A&E whenever I do see a TV. Lifetime, History Channel, Bob Ledger. Let's look at it. Whoa. Let's look at who own all this shit. Yeah. Disney, man. You know, they own some freaky shit, allegedly. They gotta keep that alleged word going in, man. Can't be, you know. Okay, Time Warner is the third one. They own shit like HBO, Hulu, Warner Brothers, you know, the movies, all the movies you see. And man, these people own video games and magazines, everything. Let me get it so y'all can see him. I'm showing y'all the people that control media. Comcast, Man, it's crazy because, like, I don't really do TV. I don't do TV in my home. But I'll be over somebody's crib. And I'll be like, man, this motherfucker be flicking through 800 some channels. I'm like, God damn. Look at this dude. What he on? Comcast. I'm like, God damn, nigga. You know, 830 something? Yeah, nigga. I'm like, I ain't here. News Corp, Rupert Murdoch. Fox. And a lot of other shit. National Geographic. You know, Fox got a lot of shit. Fox Sports, Fox shit, Fox Drive. Man, this man own a lot of shit, B. But look, y'all probably never heard of News Corp. Y'all probably never heard of News Corp. That's his company. But it owns Fox too. See, News Corp owns Fox. Yeah, see, and when you're watching these stations owned by these people got beliefs and agendas and their own thoughts. And guess what's gonna come out of them? State company. Fuck you mean? Sony killing them with the games. They own a lot of shit too. Well, let's look at this dude. All right. These the dudes. These the dudes, man, that like own TV, own media. They own their motherfuckers' minds. Alright? So we looking at the owners of all the propaganda that we see. Now we done seen these pictures they can't get on TV and tell us shit. You did? We be like, come on, man. We cut it off. So what they gotta do is they gotta anoint people to push their agenda. And it's just amazing when you think about it, like 90% of what we intake, billboards, all that shit, it's media. Commercials, television, your favorite show, 90% of all that shit is owned by them 6 men today. Now watch this. In 1950, no, not in 1950, 1983. This is when I was a shorty watching TV. 1983, 90% of media was controlled by 50 companies. And it wasn't that much TV. When I was growing up, TV cut off, man. We got the national anthem and we got these youngins don't know about it. This shit don't never cut off, man. That shit 24 hours, man. They go to sleep with it on, wake up, and that motherfucker's still on. And ain't never went off. You know what I'm saying? So check it. I broke down propaganda. And I'm trying to enlighten y'all on this thing of groupthink. But we gotta put it all together, right? And this is what y'all could do. I'm finna, let me see. Why the federal government can use propaganda on Americans. Stop Googling scores. And trying to see who won the game in highlights. Alright? Now, to understand this groupthink and the controllers, you had to understand propaganda. That's why I did the propaganda one first. I'm going to have to double back with this just little part right here. I'm going to read to y'all. Y'all catch this. Because I ain't going to read this shit twice. Y'all can go Google it. You Google it, the search is why the federal government. Let me give you the search. I hope that shit ain't backwards, but why the federal government can now use propaganda on Americans. We told you what propaganda was, so we all know what propaganda is. Now watch this. Richard Stego, former head of the Office of Public Democracy and Public Affairs at the Obama State Department from 2013 to 2016, former editor of Time magazine, one of them people, and the regular pundit on MSNBC media, said in April of 2018 at the Council of Foreign Relations Forum. Got to break that down later. About fake news, that he supports the use of propaganda on American citizens. He then continued and said, basically every country creates their own narrative story. And you know, my old job at the State Department was what people used to joke as the chief propagandist job. Keep in mind that in 2013, Congress passed legislation allowing the federal government to fund and create propaganda they knew could be used to manipulate Americans on American soil. This legislation was called the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, sponsored by Republican Mac Thurber, Republican Texas, that failed in 2011 when it was submitted on its own. But in 2013, Thornberry and his co-sponsors buried this legislation in the National Defense Authorization Act of 2014, where it was passed. I took away two things from that. They know what propaganda is, and they came together and said, it's all right to use it on the people. We now know what propaganda is, okay? Propaganda is misleading information to make you do what they want you to do. Because if they gave you the real information, you wouldn't do what they want you to do, all right? So it was made, like, legal, like, okay, like they knowingly, like, this is what they doing. They using propaganda on us. And the federal government has gave it the okay. Okay? So let's get caught up, right? We figuring out groupthink. But to figure out groupthink, we know the minions. We got guys spotting them out, pointing them out every day, man. I go in there and be giggling, man, laughing at these dudes getting exposed. It's so beautiful, man. And then the thing is, knowledge is not power. Okay? We used to always say knowledge is power. And I learned it's not power. You have to use the knowledge. Then it becomes powerful. So when we know that these guys is out here and they ain't got our best interests and they knowingly allowing themselves to be used as puppets against us, we know that now. Now you got to take what you know and cut them off. Okay? So we get into the controls of group thing. Now, this is what we done covered so far. The federal government allows for propaganda to be used on we the people. 6 corporations control 90% of propaganda that we get that was allowed by the government to be used on we the people. Let me see. First off, you got to understand this. Let's go back to the first one. That's why this shit all work together. We got to understand all this shit, man. The media is first used to divide us, segment us. That's the first job, segment us. Black, white, through race, through religion, through political affiliation, through your gang affiliation, through your college fraternity, through the football team you support, the basketball team you support. And they put the megaphone on it. Remember what Edward Bernays say: you make a lie, you gotta be big and you gotta repeat it a lot. So they segment us. Because once they got us divided, this is crazy. Now watch. Once they got you divided and they put you in your box. That's why I ain't up under. I'll be trying to recognize all the boxes they put us in. I ain't under the black and white box. Y'all see me? I'm brown. My shirt is black. You know what I mean? I'm brown. So I'm not going for it. So if who attack, like, I ain't got nobody to attack. I ain't got no enemy. They say the black man got an enemy, but then shit, I don't need, man, that's his problem. You know what I'm saying? He need to wake the fuck up and just be brown like me. We ain't got no issues. We keep our mind out the clouds, man, and focus on goals, man. But I digress. They put us in these boxes, man. They put us in these boxes, and once they get us segmented and divided up into these boxes, they give everybody a spokesman. They give the sheeple a sheepdog. Watch this. Take a guy like Charlemagne the Devil. That big ass platform, Breakfast Club, got a lot of minds, our young minds watching him. But watch him. Everything he say is detrimental to our culture. Everything he do is detrimental to us. But he gets put in a position to be a sheepdog. And if you in that box, I think he's the most watched hip hop show. The most watched hip hop show. So if you in that hip hop box, that's your sheepdog. Look at Tommy the Sodomizer. We know his story. And he just spoke for people that lived his story. For people in that box. Just like Westbrook, all the NBA players. It's NBA fans, they're a box. They're in the box. They ain't in just in one box, they in multiple boxes, but each box got a spokesperson, a sheepdog to guide the sheep. They given tools, man. And they get promoted. And the puppet masters use these people to push their agenda because we follow these people. Do you follow me? Okay, let me give you an example. When Hillary Clinton ran for president, Jay-Z and Beyonce appeared on stage with her. LeBron and some of the Cavaliers appeared on stage with her. Do you see the pandering in that? Have you seen LeBron and Jay-Z with Hillary since? Do you see the pandering in that? Do you think that was something that they were told to do? Or they reached out to Hillary like, man, I want to get on stage with you. Like, how do you think that happened? Do you think Chappelle made that happen? Huh? Because these people have been placed on a pedestal in certain boxes as sheepdogs to lead their sheeple in the direction that the masses want them to go in. It's crazy, man. That's just one example. Like, watch this. The Stephen A. Smith shit. I used to love with my man Kwame Brown. Like, what you was doing at them colleges, boy? I want to know what you was doing. We know what he was doing. We know what he was doing. He was going to high schools. He was going to high schools and he was promoting the college slave foundation, plantation. He was telling these kids, don't chase your dreams. Don't think about skipping college and going straight to the NBA. Look at what happened to Kwame. He never, you know how good he could have been? If he'd have got him 2 or 3 years of college in, he could have been one of the best ever to do it. He stunted his growth. You got to look at it for the long term. You got to be willing to put the work in. He did all that shit, man. All he did was mentally sabotage dreams. For who? See, when you want to start to ask for who, you got to say who benefited. Only entity that I could see benefited was the college plantation. Because they don't need kids skipping. All the kids that's going to draw the attention and draw the money, they don't need them skipping over college going to the NBA getting paid. They want to get paid on the way. That's why a guy like Stephen A. Smith get put in that position. Who the fuck was Stephen A. Smith? I've been stopped fucking with him. Let me tell you when I stopped fucking with him. Watch this. This is real shit. This is when I stopped fucking with Stephen A. Smith. You remember during the Trump election, they was talking about how Trump was on the airplane. And he was telling them, like, man, I'm taking y'all out. We finna go somewhere, man. The girl just beautiful, and they'll let you do anything. You could even grab their pussy, man. I didn't have no problem with that conversation. Like he said, it's like, man, it's a locker room conversation, man. He's a dickhead for like putting that shit out there. It was 8 of us. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no problem with it because I done been to the strip club, you know what I'm saying? And whatever, man. Like, what millionaire can't go in the strip club and grab a pussy? That's that's why if you want to grab a pussy, that's where you go to the strip club. Because those are the girls that's gonna let you grab that pussy for a fee. Like, I didn't have no problem with it, but I had a problem with something Stephen A. Smith said. Stephen A. Smith said, I've been in locker rooms, NBA, NBL, NFL locker rooms for over 20 years, and I've never heard anything as foul and as disgusting as that. And to say that it was locker room talk, like that's what's the talk that's going on, and not, man, get the fuck out of here, Stephen A. Come on, man, stop playing, man. See, that's that propaganda, man. I ain't falling for it. Fuck you mean? I'm not falling for it, man. I ain't going for that, man. But you understand that he controls a segment of groupthink. He the sheepdog. So when he say something, all them sheeps is right behind him echoing it. If he got 1 million followers, it's like he represent 1 million voices. So it's echoed. That's that Arab age. You got to say it loud enough. Repeat it enough. Crazy, man. Groupthink, man. So let's put it in perspective. Government put legislation, snuck it in another bill. Like they do, we got to watch out for that. They introduce a bill, and the title of it is something that the world agree with. It sounds beautiful, but the bill be like 4,700 pages. Well, they put so much shit in that. But anyway, they snuck legislation in. They green-lighted propaganda being used on American citizens. We already talked about what propaganda is. Propaganda is used to support the Hegelian dialectic when they create problems for the problem, reaction, solution. All media is controlled by 6 companies. Okay, we learned about the Project Mockingbird, where the CIA works in media and gives media talking points. And it's crazy because each group got a leader. and it's, okay, watch this. It's not like an elected leader, a voice. Like, watch this. Kwame Brown is not my leader. I agree with a whole lot that he says, so he can speak for me. You did? Like, you're not gonna agree with 100% of no man. But when a man is righteous and he has righteous intentions and he is a man, so you could roll with him. Because when he wrong, he gonna admit he wrong. He don't feel like he too right not to listen to somebody. You see what I'm saying? But I noticed this too. When it comes to groupthink, the dumber the group, the dumber the leader. Like, how fucking dumb do you gotta be to follow a dude like Hassan Campbell Soup? How dumb do you gotta be to follow Tommy Sotomizer? Like, you gotta be a real dumb fuck, man. Or you gotta have some twisted shit in you. You know what I'm saying? Or there's something else I noticed. Like, I noticed in the shop that motherfuckers be on their phones, they stop and they listen and look at the most ridiculous shit. Like the most foolery it is, it gets people attention. So I don't know if these dudes is just on some real dickhead shit, because that's what motherfuckers like listening to and seeing is dickhead shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is, but I know that they're being used willingly as puppets. And their job is to control a segment of groupthink. These are the spokesmen, the representatives of the go along, get along gang. Shout out Kwame. That's who they are. And they are the ones that push the propaganda. See, because every box needs to look at somebody else. If you're in a religious box, they gonna get they got one for you. I'm down here in Atlanta, boy. There's a lot of them, boy. They got. If you know about down here, it's a lot of these mega churches down here. So they put them up there for you. If you a sports dude, you know what I'm saying, and they know you a LeBron fan, they can just have LeBron drop little thoughts in your mind, and you adopt them as yours. Let me tell you how media works. Cinema, especially in children. Let's say your kid is watching a movie. Let's say Black Panther. Because I think all our kids watch Black Panther. I had to break it down to my kids so they know who the real hero was. Okay. If your kid is watching Black Panther, and in his mind, the Black Panther is the hero, he subconsciously adopts his train of thought. What's right? He adopts that what's right, what's wrong, and how you should move and how you should think, because he's a hero and he's a righteous man. So they subconsciously adopt these things. And I had to tell my kids, like, man, he wasn't the hero. The hero died. Just like all our heroes. All our heroes died, man. Malcolm. Our heroes died, man. Martin. Our heroes died. Straight up, man. The Black Panthers, they raided and killed them. Our heroes died. That's who our hero was. Listen to him. He was talking about freeing the people. He told the Black Panther, you've been living it up. You don't care about the people, man. We fucked up all outside of your house. And you got what it takes to free us, and you won't help free us. Now, go back and look at some of these guys out here. Oh, some of these brown guys with these billions of dollars that ain't doing nothing for us. And I ain't waiting on nobody to do it. I just know, man, I think, like, I ain't no millionaire. I ain't rich, but I do my part, man. You know what I'm saying? I do coat drives. I do back to school shits, because that's what we supposed to do. That's what we supposed to do. And we supposed to show other young black, brown men that that's what we supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? But see, when you watch that movie and you think the Black Panther is the hero, all you think about is you and your family. And as long as y'all straight, the motherfuckers outside don't mean shit. It's all about my circle, my box. And if I gotta send a couple million motherfuckers off to be straight, so be it. So man, we gotta be aware. We cannot fall into groupthink. Watch this. Old man told me this a long time ago. He say, man, in life, most people end up fucked up. Look at her. He say, so if you out here doing what most people doing, 9 times out of 10, youngin', you gonna be fucked up. And growing up poor, that's the one thing I ain't want to live in, being fucked up. So it made me like shy away from the box. It made me feel strong to do something different. Man, I was in elementary school. I used to catch the bus to work to go bag groceries, 7th, 8th grade, man. So I ain't scared to, like, man, I'm one of the coolest dudes I know. So I'll be by myself. You know what I'm saying? I got the missus with me. She rock with me the long way, the strong way. You know what I'm saying? But and I read a lot. It's certain things that you got to do to help you become a free thinker, because you're going to slowly get up out that box and you're going to recognize everybody in the box. You be sitting in the barbershop. Everybody saying the same thing. Like, come on, man. So everybody was in their house and y'all all was thinking about something and came up to the same conclusion. Or was this same shit given to all y'all and y'all adopted it, came to the barbershop and regurgitated it? Groupthink. Get up out that box, man. Think for yourself, man. Pick up a book, read, man. Do a little research, question some shit. Straight up, question some shit, and don't acquiesce, man. Straight up. Groupthink. Fuck that shit. Free think. That's what we on. I'll be back.